Our practice POW is going to be about an elevator operator, Don Downs. We're going to use this word problem to show you what steps you have to take to solve and submit your weekly word problems. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to read through the word problem. Then we're going to figure out what it's asking us, come up with a plan, and create our solution. In the old days, there were elevator operators to transport passengers. Don Downs always started his day in the basement. He went up 20 floors to take his boss some coffee. Then he went down 8 floors to take Danish to his friend. He went up 7 floors to check things out. This was the halfway point in the building. How many floors are in the building? So we read the word problem once. Now we're going to go through it again, check for pieces in the word problem that can help us, okay? So we're going to think of cubes. Cubes is circle the numbers, underline the question, box the keyword, evaluate, come up with a plan, and then solve. So we're going to look for the key numbers that we need, and we're going to circle them. So reading it again, in the old days there were elevator operators to transport passengers. Don Downs always started his day in the basement. Basement is floor 0, okay? The ground floor is floor 1. Basements tend to be floor 0. So basement, we're going to put a 0 there, and we're going to circle it, okay? So our starting point is 0. He went up 20 floors. Then he went down 8. To take his friend to Danish, he went up 7 floors. He went up 7 floors to check things out. This is now the midpoint of the building. How many floors are in the building? So we circled our numbers. Now we're going to underline the question. How many floors are in the building? We had to determine how many floors. Now we're going to go through and figure out the keywords to help us determine what we have to do, what equation we have to write. So let's change the color again and go for the keywords that correspond to our numbers. He started in the basement, so we know started. That's our beginning point. So we're going to start with 0. He went up 20 floors. Up is a keyword that tells us we're going to add 20 floors to our starting point. Then he went down. Down is a keyword as well. Down, the opposite of up, means subtraction. We're going to subtract 8 floors. Then he went up 7 floors. Up again. Up means addition. To check things out. This is the halfway point of the building. How many floors are in the building? So we know whatever this is, I will call it F, that is half the floors, because that is now the halfway point of the building, halfway of the building. So 2F equals floors. So we know we have to multiply F by 2. So 20 minus 8 plus 7. Whatever that is, we're going to multiply that by 2. So that is our evaluation, our plan. We have our equation, we know what we have to do. So now we're going to solve it. 20 minus 8 is 12. 12 plus 7 equals F. Well, you add those two numbers together and F is 19. We know that we have to take this F, multiply it by 2. Well, I know in my head 2 times 20 is 40, so 2 times 19 is 38. There are 38 floors. So I have my solution, but it's not in the format that I need. If you think back to what we're looking for, your answer has to be in a complete sentence that answers what the question is. And the question was, how many floors are in the building? So my answer has to be in the form of a statement that answers this question. So we're going to type on the computer. So my answer would be, there are 38 floors in the building. That is an answer that satisfies the question the word problem is asking. There are 38 floors in the building. So when you're turning in your POW, you're going to want a full sentence. You're going to want to include the work that we just did. So you can do it on a piece of paper, take a picture of it and upload it, attach it to the assignment, or you can type it in the Google document, and underneath you can put the answer. The last thing we have to do is we have to explain what we did to get our 38 floor answer. So I'm going to go back and I'm going to type a little bit more. We have to explain the steps that we took to get our answer. So first, I wrote an equation showing going up and down the floors in the elevator. Then I wrote an equation showing that the midpoint is half of the floors in the building. Then I solved both equations and came up with my answer. Okay? So that is a valid explanation as to what steps you took. Tell me you came up with an equation. Tell me if you made a table. Explain what steps you took to get your answer. Sometimes these word problems are like this, where it's pretty straightforward. Sometimes you're going to need a little bit more thinking. If you need a little bit more thinking, that's the time when you're going to ask questions or look for help during the open class time, the open hours time for your teachers, or you can message during class or send an email.